Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Zombie Bite Theater, where we are celebrating spooky season. I don't know if you've heard, but we're in spooky season. We're in the middle of spooky season. We're actually in the back half of spooky season, so I hope by now you're celebrating, because we sure as hell are. I mean, do you see these barrettes? Does this look like someone that is not celebrating spooky season? That's right. And I'm not just doing it with my accessories. I'm also participating in a very fun mini movie marathon with three of my favorite ladies. Matilda, your expression is killing me.
It's like, where's this going?
I don't know. I was just like, I don't want to say the same thing every time. I'm trying to mix it up, keep it fresh. Anyway, we are doing a mini movie marathon. You should be doing it with us. Put your thoughts down in the comments. Let's get into this episode. Ariel, what are we watching this time?
All right, so this time we're watching the horror short called The Whistler from 2013. You can find this one on YouTube. It was written and directed by Bryce James McGuire. He's written and directed a ton of short films, and he made his first feature-length film in 2018 called Unfollowed. This year, he directed a segment in Witchcraft Motion Picture Company Presents Horror Anthology Volume 1. And he also, I know it's a little long, and he also co-wrote the script for a feature-length horror movie called Baghead that is currently in post-production.
Oh, interesting. I know there's a pre-existing movie called Baghead. I wonder if it's an adaptation of that. It was like an early mumblecore film called Baghead.
Okay.
You remember that? Yeah.
No.
Sarah, why don't you lay that synopsis on us?
Okay. A woman finds a dead bird on her balcony. Her boyfriend says he'll get rid of it, but instead uses it to scare her while she showers. She begins to hear birds chirping, only to discover her boyfriend dead and a mysterious entity behind her.
Yes, she does. All right, Matilda, what did you think of The Whistler?
So I liked this one. This one started out it was a little harder for me to get involved with these characters. But I have to say, in the pantheon of horror boyfriends, which is, a pantheon of some pretty messed up boyfriends, this may be one of the worst ones we've seen this month. Yeah.
This guy, yeah.
Pretty bad. It's pretty bad. For me, this movie is shot beautifully. Everything looks great. The colors look great. But for me, this entire short is about the moment that a cupboard opens and we see something emerge from it, and then there's a hard cut. That is going in my horror slideshow forever.
Oh wow.
Did anybody else think about Ariel and her dude in the wall? Because I sure did.
Now it's going in my slideshow.
I was like, this is what this must be like to live with Ariel.
Yeah. And I haven't been, I feel like we've been watching a few things. Like we watched Lights Out this week, and I feel like I am, as I'm talking about this, putting my recent insomnia together in real time with how many shorts we've watched with middle of the night bedtime problems. So give us a break next week, everybody, please.
Daytime horror, please.
Yes.
That she's terrified 24/7 and not just at bedtime.
That's right.
It's the kind thing to do. It's the kind thing. All right, Sarah, what did you think of The Whistler?
I enjoyed this one. And what's weird, though, is the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, okay, that was cool. And then I rewatched it again recently, and I'm like, wait a minute, I thought this was foreign. Something about their apartment makes me think expect it to be in some sort of Eastern European language. But yeah, I mean, that scare at the end, that creature reveal, that's just yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd have the same reaction seeing something come out of my cupboard behind me if I would just stay there staring at it. But, I mean, I totally get being too terrified to turn around, too.
Yeah.
All right, Ariel, someone who's lived this experience, how did you feel about The Whistler?
Yeah, so this one kind of feels like... you know how sometimes a short is made as a setup for a longer film? This feels a little bit like that. I kind of want the feature length version of this because I think the creature is really an interesting idea. And yeah, I mean, like Matilda said, this boyfriend is super obnoxious. He's a dick. And he gets his comeuppance, and that's always satisfying. When you get to see him outside and the like, you know, crow is pecking at his ankle, it's pretty great.
He disrespected nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna get its revenge.
This is why you make friends with crows. You make friends with them.
I mean, they've got such long memories. But yeah, the point at which the hand comes out and puts the feather in her hair is very creepy, and it made me want to see more with this creature, you know? It left me hanging a little bit because I wanted to see more. And the actress I thought was really good. I mean, you know, Sarah says she probably would have turned around, but I think you can feel her fear in that, just how scared she is, the way her, you know, heart is beating and her chest is rising and falling. You can tell like how freaked out she is. So I think it worked pretty well.
Yeah. Well, you know, and when you think about that shot, where is she gonna look? There's no safe place for her to look. She looks out, and it's her boyfriend getting pecked to death by crows. She looks in, and it's this creature coming out from behind her.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I feel like nobody was appropriately upset about how many open sort of egress and ingresses there were in this apartment in the middle of the night. The window was wide open. Yeah. He walks out and he's like, "Why is the door open? I don't know. Close it." Like, that would send me into a spiral. I would have to look under like every piece of furniture in every cabinet. Ariel, I would be knocking on walls listening for hollow spots. But their underreaction was troubling to me. That being said, I really did think, like you said, there's like hints at a really interesting mythology here that I would love to have delved deeper into and seen more of. I want to know more about whatever this bird creature is, and like the putting of the feather and a bloody feather in her hair. Like, is that mimicking something in wildlife? I don't know. Is there some degree of like nesting that they're hinting at? I don't know. I don't actually know, but it gave me enough to be very curious about it and want to know more. So I'm kind of with you on the I need a longer version of this, because I feel like there's some fresh ideas here that we're just barely scratching the surface of. And it looks like it would have been a cool creature design as well. Birds are scary. Birds are underutilized. Hatching was smart to use a bird, because birds are freaking scary, man.
Agreed.
All right. Awesome. Wow. I don't know. We don't normally, this is where I say, what are we watching tomorrow? But Matilda, what is the plan for tomorrow, or the future? The plan for the future.
Well, viewers can watch this space, and we'll be posting next week's shorts, and then you can join us again next week for these delightful little videos. So we look forward to seeing you, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Thanks to everybody for listening, and thank you to my co-hosts. Our theme music for this episode is Apprehensive at Best by BizBaz Studio.